Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous 1.2. This is still the beta at the time of this recording. As you can see at the bottom left, I've got the beta tag thing watermark. And in this episode we are covering the other new ship, the Vulture. And would you look at this? It looks pretty awesome, don't you think? It's what this ship is meant to be is supposed to be a small maneuverable ship with limited firepower, but very kind of nimble around the larger ships. So this ship, I haven't actually flown this ship myself yet. I actually just bought it, and I wanted to show you guys my experiences with it for the first time as well. And looking at it, like the very first thing to see, it just looks so kind of futuristic, doesn't it? Like, yeah. Let me just see if I can go around the back. Maybe is it going to let me? The camera around here is really weird, so let's just fly around here. It's like I'm flying a ship. I've realised that the throttle actually now works. Well, not now works, it always did work, I just didn't realise it before. But there we go. So this is the back of the ship here. It looks very cool. But this is how the ship looks. So what I'm going to do, I am going to leave this view, and I'm going to show you what the ship has to offer in its outfitting. So what does this ship have? This ship has two large hardpoints. When I say large, they're actually class 3 hardpoints. Now, for me personally, I prefer when it has more than two, because I like to kind of mix and match my weapons. The problem with, again, this is all personal point of view, that I find being limited to only two weapons only allows you to really use one type of weapon, because you can't really have one laser weapon and one multi-cannon, for example. It just doesn't do enough damage, so you're kind of limited to only really one kind of fire type. So I think in this case, when you're only limited to two weapons or two hardpoints, you should go for energy weapons, because energy weapons will do still enough damage to the hull, not as much as say kinetic weapons do, but they get the shields down a lot quicker than say kinetic weapons do to shields. So kinetic weapons will do a lot more hull damage but little to shields. So we've already covered this in the weapons introduction video. But overall, if you're limited to one type of weapon, I'm going to say go with the energy. So I've actually put these with two gimbal pulse lasers, because I would have gone with the beam lasers, but they didn't actually have any class 3 beam can't get my words out, beam lasers at this station. And you've got then 4 utility mounts. And what I've done here is added one shield booster to one of the utility mounts, left the rest blank. And for the internal modules, now what I've done here is I've upgraded the power plant to a class B power plant. This brings the total amount of power up to 14 megawatts. It's not much, but remember this is supposed to be a small fighter. You don't need too much power on the ship, especially when you've only got two hard points, as you can see on the ship here. They're quite big in comparison to the ship. I've also upgraded the thrusters, because this is meant to be a very fast and nimble maneuverable ship. So I thought the best thing to do is upgrade the thrusters and see what it can do on that. I've also upgraded the sensors to class B, because I'm using gimbaled weapons. It's best to upgrade the sensors when you're using gimbaled or turreted weapons, because it helps the tracking. I've also upgraded the shield generator as well, because I've got a shield booster. I don't want too much damage going to the hull, so it's best to kind of add the shield generator improvement to it as well, to kind of stay on my feet. Well, stay in the ship. I don't know what the term would be when you're in space. Stay on my feet doesn't really make sense. But yeah, so that's basically all I've upgraded for this ship. So we've got 14 megawatts total available with Class B power plant, and I'm using in total 13 megawatts. Now this was relatively expensive to actually upgrade, all things considered. It's supposed to be quite a small ship, and I started off with around 4 million credits when I was upgrading this. I'm only left with about 600,000. Now I don't actually know if it's going to cover the insurance, well it does. Okay, so 158,000 plus the modules, so I should actually have enough for the insurance. So yeah, that's the ship right there. I could show you the quick details on this ship. That's not the right one. I want to go to this one here, and if we find it, here we go, the Vulture. So we've got top speed of 210, boost speed is 340, which isn't that fast, but the maneuverability is all the way kind of like 9 points out of 10. If I compare it to the Third Lance, which we looked at last time, the Third Lance actually has a higher top speed and higher boost speed, but the maneuverability is much lower than the previous one, than the Vulture. So let's go back to the Vulture here. Shields are at a 240 rating, armor 160. So you can tell it's quite a small ship, especially with the hull mass, only 230 tons. So if we have a go out of here and have a look at its jump range, so 7 light years, and that's more or less about the same, if not a tiny bit better than the Third Lance. But you can increase this kind of ship's jump range by removing the stuff you don't need, because again, it's not meant to be like go out and kill everything ship. It's meant to be just a small kind of wave fighter. You don't really need to go that far with it. If you want that kind of strong fighter ship where you can travel, you know, system to system, bounty hunting type thing, you're better off with a Cobra in that sense, and because the Cobra has, you know, more capacity, it has higher shields, higher everything really. But for the Vulture, it seems like a very cool little nimble ship, but I haven't actually flown it yet. So this is what we're going to do now. So we are going to get on out of here, and we'll probably head to the nav beacon, because the resource extraction zone is a couple of jumps away, and to be honest, I can't be bothered to jump all that way just to kill a couple of ships. So we're going to go to the nav beacon and just try it out there. So you can see already in this HUD, it's kind of very futuristic, very pointy and triangly. It looks pretty cool. Oh, there's a lot of players here. There's quite a lot of lag here as well, and the sound is spazzing out a bit.
Landing gear retracted.
Way, wow. It's got quite a bit of a... it's very quick to boost. So, let's have a listen to the sound effects. This ship is very, very maneuverable. Look how quick it's turning. Like, now usually the best place to turn is in the blue zone, but I'm at full speed here and it's turning very quickly. Look at this. Sorry if you're getting dizzy by this, but I just want to show you how quick it is at turning.
Flight assist off.
This is basically the turn speed in a Cobra when you're in the blue zone. So if I get it down to the blue zone, yeah, so sorry if that made you dizzy, but that's to show you how very, very maneuverable this ship is. So you can really kind of make your way around anacondas and pythons pretty easily. So let's sort of head on over to the nav beacon. The sounds are pretty cool. It's kind of it's so awesome how they've managed to match the sounds with the look of the ship. And the shudder as well is meant to be that fast, very nimble ship, and it kind of has that feeling when you're piloting it as well. It's hard to describe unless you're actually playing it yourself. It's very strange. But this ship is very small, very agile, not much firepower, but yeah, it's I don't know, it's pretty cool. I like it. We'll see once we actually get into the nav beacon, and we'll try out in combat, because at the end of the day you need to be able to defend yourself, and I mean 2 hard points, yeah, not that great, kind of takes you back to the Sidewinder, but what I'm thinking about this ship is it's more like a Sidewinder on steroids, Really, you got the 2 hard points. It's much quicker, much more nimble. It really is that kind of next upgrade from the Sidewinder if you like that sort of ship. My guess is that this kind of ship isn't going to be that expensive. I'm guessing probably maybe between the Cobra and the ASP. Hopefully, we need that kind of mid-cost ship. But it's a nice additional ship to have, especially if you're going out into the war zone, for example. I think this would be great in a war zone, this ship. Okay, so we made it here. And there's a guy there in a third lance, which is shooting at stuff. Let's see if we can find ourselves some targets.
Scan detected.
This guy is wanted.
Target shields offline.
Whoa.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Okay.
Target shields online.
And that player nicked that kill off me there, which wasn't very nice of him, but it doesn't really matter. It's only the test server. Do you know, I just wish I had more hard points. I really do.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
So the class 3 pulse lasers, they fire for quite a good sustainable rate with the power modules that I have, but you can see at the bottom right here they don't recharge very quickly. So it really depends on what weapons you put on the ship. You could go with maybe 1 laser and maybe 1 multi-cannon. There we go, so once a guy. Let's get him.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Oh, this guy attacking me.
Flight assist off.
So it looks like the player decides he wants to go. I mean, he's in a third lance,
Assist.
which has a lot more firepower, but we can give it a go. And he's wanted as well, so I'll have some help with it.
Frameship charge detected.
Oh, he's trying to get out. What a... Don't run away from me. Problem is, so the third lance is much bigger than me. I'm not going to be able to mass lock it in this ship. In fact, I won't be able to mass lock a lot of ships in this. Because, again, it's a very small ship. Oops. Well, I accidentally just fired on a System Authority vessel, so let's see how long I can last against all these ships.
Under attack. Target shields.
He's not moving.
Target shields online.
Well, while I'm wanted, I might as well have a go at this commander here, because why not? This ship is really, really fun to fly. I'm probably not going to last long because I've got 2 other ships shooting at me as well. Well, I actually need to get out of here because my shields are very low.
Under attack.
Come on. And my shields are now offline. Yep.
Taking damage.
So let's get out of here.
Frameship drive charging.
You can see me smashing my my boosters. Oh no. That's not good. That's not a good sound. Come on! Only a little bit left to go. Criminal, crime detected. I know. Come on.
Ready to engage.
It says throttle up to engage. How can I throttle up? Oh no, I think it's broke. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Eject. Eject.
I thought I was gonna make it.
Eject.
Well, that was fun. Just that's a nice little finisher there. Just for your kind of just to take note, don't do that on the live server, because otherwise you'll have to pay 158,000 credits to get it all back, which isn't too bad actually. Yeah, just get everything back there. Yeah, I don't know, I got carried away. This type of ship that makes you feel like you can get carried away with that sort of thing. You can just fly all over the place, and it's so maneuverable. It's just really fun to fly. So yeah, I think if you're looking for that quick nimble ship, this will be fantastic in war zones. Really, it's the type of ship that can get around between ships very quickly. Get around larger ships very quickly as well. In a war zone, when you have like the big capital ship as well, you can kind of fly around that really easily. It's an awesome nimble ship. I just wish it had an extra hard point. You know, just something to kind of give it more variety in its firepower. But apart from that, it's a fantastic little ship. My guess on the price range, I mentioned it before, I think it's going to cost around, I don't know, originally I said between the Cobra and the ASP, so you're maybe looking at around, say, a couple of million. That's my guess, around, yeah, I'd say around 2 million, 2 to 3 million. That's my guess for this ship. Because you can kind of figure out, if we go to Starport Services and take a look at the outfitting, we can actually look at the hull upgrades for the ship, and you can kind of figure out how much it's going to be based on that. 8 million, 90 million, 46 million, 51 million. So yeah, I'm going to guess it's going to be around 3 million. That's my guess. We don't know the prices in the beta, because they're all like lowered down to 100 credits for testing purposes. But my guess, again, 3 million. It'd be pretty cool if I'm spot on, but I doubt it will be. But I think that's going to be around about there for this ship. It's a great little ship. Not much firepower, not much defenses, but you can kind of move around very quickly. And I think that's definitely, it's got a very good unique selling point for this type of ship. And not to mention, it looks really, really cool. Anyway, so if you have any questions, comments or anything, I wish I could get a little, actually, what I'll do, I'm going to do a bit of video magic editing. And there we go. There it is in flight using the good old debug camera. Looks very cool. So if you have any questions, comments or anything you want to leave to say, please leave it below. And always, ladies and gentlemen, fly safe.